I'm Bob the Builder. And for a long time, I tried to deny this about myself.
If your man is poor, it's because you're keeping him poor. Too many women are keeping their husbands poor.
One of the biggest reasons why I would never look at nobody's relationship and be like, oh, that's relationship goals, is because a lot of these women be out here taking care of men, taking care of grown boys.
Bob the Builder chicks, okay?
And that man, he don't love you. He's benefiting from you. He's going to take your loyalty, your softness, and your resources and give nothing back.
Last week, Friday, on this channel, we had a discussion about the notion that a billionaire will not pluck you from obscurity. Quite an engaging conversation it was, and thanks to everybody who said something, an opinion in the comment section. That being said, the comment section itself was quite divided. Part of you did agree with that notion. However, the other part felt like that sounds like something that people are saying in order to encourage women to lay down with dust, or rather to settle for less when it comes to dating. And because of that, it is only fair that we talk about the other side of the coin. Now, if a billionaire will not save a woman, will a woman save a man? In fact, let me rephrase that and say, should a woman save a man?
He asked me for a divorce. I was sitting here waiting for my present. The present went like this. He asked for a divorce.
My marriage has ended. I thought my person would never do such a thing. On top of that, portray me like that while also holding everything down and holding him down. Betray me like that.
Recently, Gigi Beauty, a UK content creator that we all have watched over the years with her family and her husband, came online to address or finally acknowledge her divorce from her husband. Now, it is not even the divorce itself that people are talking about. It is the mere fact that she came online and she admitted, or rather she subtly insinuated, that she is the one who was holding the husband down financially. And as expected, that has caused quite the commotion on the internet. Now, seeing how just last week we were talking about women empowering themselves and not waiting on a man to save them, of course, when something like this happens, people want answers. And people are asking questions.
And that man, he don't love you. He's benefiting from you. He's going to take your loyalty, your softness, and your resources and give nothing back. A user ain't confused or broken. He knows exactly what he's doing and he don't care who he hurts. Listen, that man, he don't love you. He's benefiting from you.
So let us ask it properly. Should a woman build a man? Because more often than not, women play Bob the Builder and still end up with egg on their face. There is this idea that if you support a man financially, emotionally, and mentally, he will turn around and reward you with loyalty. That if you help him get on his feet, he will remember who was there from day one. But real life doesn't always work like that. Because when you build a man, you don't just make him better for you. You make him better, period. Which means now he has more options. And unfortunately, sometimes you are not the option he chooses. And don't get me wrong, a lot of women don't do this because they're foolish. They do it because they believe in potential. They see who he could be, but potential is not a guarantee, and it is definitely not a contract. Now, also, the discourse that we had last week doesn't make it easier really for women to make a decision. Because in one breath, people are telling you that a billionaire is not going to pluck you from obscurity. But in another breath, you're also being told, do not lay down with dust. The question becomes, what does a woman have to do in this world? Because it appears doomed if you do, doomed if you don't. If you do decide to give men grace, when they turn around and embarrass you, somehow you are shamed for it as a woman. But if you do decide to say that, I'm going to go the route of marrying for money, connection, and status, the same people turn around and call you delusional. So, what exactly should women do in this world?
Men never picked a woman that did so much for them. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where you didn't build this man up, help him with his resume, help him get a job, help him build a business, help him flip his money, help him when he didn't have no credit, help him raise his children on some you wasn't nobody before I met you type of thing, thinking that you're going to get a return on your investment or somehow this man's going to be indebted to you and do right by you because you helped him with all his... He's not, okay? This is the same man that will go and find a woman who's not doing half of the things that you're doing and give her the sun, the moon, and the stars because she makes him feel like a man. It's just what it is. He didn't ask you to do all of that. And do you think he want to look at you and think like, oh, this woman helped me build my life? He's not your child, right? It just never works out like that. So do me a favor and save your time, your money, okay, and all of your energy because it just never rolls around like that, baby. Either he's going to be like, thank you, peace out, or he's going to be like, I didn't ask you to do all of that. I didn't ask you to do all of that. It is going to be a conflict of interest. So you choose.
If you scroll through TikTok, it is not only women that are telling other women to not lay down with broke men, but even men themselves say the same thing. With some men even admitting that if you do hold a broke man down, he will resent you for it. And the reward that you're looking for, you will find it in the form of hatred and betrayal. So let me just play some of the TikTok thoughts and opinions about this conversation.
One thing you should stop doing if you're in a relationship or even dating a man, stop building men up. They end up thinking they're the star and you're the coach who never had what it takes to make it. As a divorce lawyer, I see this dynamic play out in marriage after marriage. A woman pours her time, her energy, her brilliance, and her patience into a man, only for him to look around one day and decide he built it himself. Women have been conditioned to invest in men like long-term projects. You lift him up, you motivate him, you encourage him, you fix him, you stabilize him, you guide him, you shape him. You become his career coach, his therapist, his home manager, his emotional support system, and his biggest fan. And he mistakes all of that labor for natural talent he believes was always inside him. I watch women turn men into better partners, better earners, better communicators, better humans. And the moment he feels ready, he decides he deserves more. Suddenly he thinks he's the prize. Suddenly he thinks he outgrew you. Suddenly the woman who sculpted him is not exciting enough for the man she built. It is delusion, but it is common. Men rarely elevate the woman who built them. They resent her because every time he looks at you, he sees the truth he cannot handle. He didn't do it alone. He needed help. And his ego hates that. Instead of saying thank you, he convinces himself he was always the star and you just happened to be courtside. Women end up doing all the work while men collect the credit. Women create the conditions for their success. Women soften the failures. Women pick up the pieces, pave the path, talk them through doubt, and hype them through every milestone. And men take those upgrades into the world like a brand new version they built themselves. This is why you must stop building men up. Because the moment you become his coach, you stop being his partner. The moment you mentor him, he stops valuing you as an equal. The moment you carry him, he starts believing he is running. A man who wants to be great will build himself. A man who wants to grow will grow on his own. A man who wants to rise will rise without requiring a woman to drag him upward by the collar. The right man does not need you to be his coach, his mother, his therapist, or his project. He needs you to be his partner. And the wrong man will take everything you poured into him and use it as proof he never needed you at all. So stop building men up. Build yourself. The right one will meet you at your level and not at your labor.
Well, there you heard that, you guys. This speaker has touched on so many facets, not only the financial side, but I do get where he's coming from, because for some reason it appears that once we women start to focus on men, we then stop to develop ourselves, and now we are playing the role of helper. And I do not know if I should blame religion for that, because oftentimes it's always worded and phrased as women are meant to be helpers for men. And I don't know if that also just stems from that. Now, there is something interesting that this woman said. She said, work on yourself and meet your man at your level, at that level. And I do feel like this comes down to what we spoke about in our previous video. We say that as a species, human beings generally don't know how to do stuff in moderation. Because in my other video that we spoke about, a billionaire not plucking you from obscurity, we were talking about an extreme situation. Again, a very poor girl with no life skill or career aspiring to get married to a millionaire without self-development, like substantial self-development. Because I mean, they are also told that if you do weigh this and weigh that, you're able to beg that man. I'm talking about actual substance. And it seems like this is exactly what the speaker was talking about, that you have to also develop yourself and then you meet your man at your level. But now, the broke man phenomenon is another extreme scenario. For some reason, I don't know if it is social media, but there is no middle ground with anything. Everything has to be extreme. Social media makes it feel like the middle class doesn't exist at all. It's either someone is very poor or a millionaire. When you listen to a lot of the teachings on social media, that's exactly what people insinuate. But anyway, let's listen to what another person had to say. Hi. My name is Amanda Charles. If it is your first time joining me, welcome. And I would like to just say thank you to everybody who subscribed to this channel. We are already sitting at 100 subscribers. Honestly, thank you so much for the love. And if you have not subscribed and you are interested in watching more of these videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And also don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Once again, thank you to everybody who subscribed last week. And every Friday, I will be posting videos surrounding conversations like this. Let's get back into the video.
Ladies, I'm gonna be real with you. The biggest mistake that you could make as a woman in a relationship is dating a broke man. Because I am going to tell you, when you date a broke man, he is going to start projecting his own insecurities onto you. And then you're going to start seeing things like he's going to be more argumentative. He's going to have excuses on why he can't take you out or why he can't buy you flowers or anything like that. And the sad reality is a lot of women don't ask for much at all, you know. And women, if you get them a gift, see, they will be appreciated because they're like, oh, you thought of me. But a broke man's mindset, he won't even get you a $3 bracelet because he feels like you're trying to take advantage of him because of money. In all honesty, that man should not be trying to date at all. He should be trying to get his financial status up to date and become stable again. And Lord forbid that you make more money than him, because you will also see a change in his behaviors and actions. Majority of the time, a lot of these men aren't broke. They just don't really value you or appreciate you enough to actually do anything for you. But y'all stay safe.
Well, there you heard that, and it's coming from a man, okay? So apparently you cannot date a broke man. And I do feel like, woman or man, if you're broke, it's time to work on your finances and not be dating. I mean, if you're not even able to shelter yourself, if you're not able to feed yourself, there are more important things for you to worry about than just dating. And I feel like it goes for both genders. But let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Let's move on to the next person.
If you invest in a man and you help build a man, it's harder for the man to just take off and leave. So you come in there, he already made, you're gonna have to sign a prenup. You can leave, but you ain't taking nothing with you. Uh-oh, let the church say amen.
Okay, that's an interesting take from Steve Harvey. This is where everything just gets interesting because, like I said, women just don't know what to do anymore. Like, what should we do at this point? Because if you just decide to do one thing, you're shamed for it. If you do the other thing, you're shamed for it.
See, I hate to be a I told you so ass bitch. But didn't I tell y'all to never help a man when he down because all he gonna do is resent you for it later on? All he's gonna do is feel emasculated. And now we're seeing that shit unfold with Keke Palmer and her baby father. Didn't I tell y'all that he was a bum on the podcast? Didn't I say that? I told y'all that he was a bum and she was doing everything for him. And that never works out. It never works out in the woman's favor because when you do everything for a man, You make more money than him, you put him on, you give him a job, whatever you do. When you help a man when he's down, when he get back up, all he's gonna do is resent you for helping him out, and he's gonna feel emasculated. And an emasculated man is a dangerous man, because now he gotta do something to show his masculinity. He gonna cheat, or he gonna put his hands on you. I'm telling you. And now we see it all unfolding with Keke Palmer and her boyfriend. I told y'all that he was a bum. I told y'all that she put that boy up. I told y'all this. And I'm not saying, oh, I said it, but I'm just saying, like, this is a perfect example why you never help a man when he's down, because he will resent you for it later on and show his ass.
So your fiance looked at you one day, your woman, respectfully saying this, black woman,
yes,
my God, she looked at you and she said, you can do this and turn this into a 7-figure business.
Correct. It was, I will never forget it. It was last May, and I just got fired from my job the month prior, and I'm just like, nah. But she was like, yeah, man, you can make this a $1 million industry. And man, this shows you how dope she is. She bought a book and gave it to me. It was called Built to Sell.
What?
And was talking about raising the valuation of my company, different things and strategies that I can implement, and I read most of the book, and I'm like, okay, and that's kind of been my focus. But I'm telling you, if she ain't say that and just kept encouraging me and pushing me, and it just felt like once I believed her, everything started to fall into place.
Man, we gotta stay right there, because bro, Marcus, welcome to the table, my guy. Because it's like, you talking good right here. I gotta ask this question, and if you don't want to answer it, totally cool. At that time, was your fiance making more money than you in her career field?
No.
She wasn't. Okay, cool. So she looked at you and she said, hey, I believe in you. And her words gave you the motivation. She didn't talk down on you like, hey, what are you gonna do since you lost a job? She was like, yo, that's cool. This right here, you sleeping on it.
Not only believe in me, like I'm gonna help you.
I feel like it all depends on the scenario as well. I mean, if you're single and you're dating, would you go and date someone who's beneath your financial tax bracket? Or would you go and look for someone who's aligned with your goals financially and stuff like that? Because in this video that we watched, this man just admitted that, in fact, he was making more money than the wife, and he was an employed person who later on lost his job. And I do feel like this situation is different than someone who's starting out dating without any form of financial stability. This is the reason why this discussion is quite complicated, because everything differs according to the situation at hand. And also, it's important to note that it's all fun and games when the man is being appreciative like this, but there are also instances where a woman will give a man a business idea, finances to start up and stuff like that, and the man doesn't always reciprocate with loyalty. So for every woman who's going to go out there and build a man, I need you to always remember that at some point that man may betray you. And if I were you, I would build myself first before I become Bob the Builder for another person. I feel like that goes for everyone, man or woman. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that.
I wish that more women understood that just because you hold a man down when he's at his lowest or when he doesn't have a job or something like that, doesn't mean that when he's successful, he's gonna still pick you. Like, I see it so often, like, you will hold a man down, and then when he's successful, he's running off with some chick that's like 20 years younger. Like, I see it too often. I'm sorry, but that whole ride or die chick act, I'm sorry, but it has a lot of y'all looking stupid in the end. I'd rather be independent and build my own empire and then have a man be an addition to my empire. And I'd rather meet a man that's already established. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not Bob the Builder. I can't build a man, and nor would I want to. Y'all could go ahead and build a man if you want to. You're going to build him up, and he's going to be better for the next woman.
Emotions change. People change. People fall in and out of love oftentimes. And there's absolutely nothing you can do to force someone to be in love with you. So if you're going to invest in someone, if you're going to build someone else, make sure that you have built yourself to the maximum potential that you possibly can. Unfortunately, life is not a romance novel. It's not. It's real, it gets dark. And it doesn't always mean that if someone is leaving you after you've built them up, they're evil. No, emotions change. So you cannot claim ownership over somebody's whole being because you helped them. This reminds me of a YouTuber from South Africa. I don't know if we have any South Africans here. Her name is Owami. She went through something similar and she was talking about her divorce from her husband. She had also held her husband down financially. And the words that she said when she was explaining her entire situation stuck with me. She said her therapist asked her, after she went to therapy for the entire thing, she said, oh, listen, I've been doing this for this man. I've done this for him. I've done this for him. I've done this for him. And the therapist looked at her and said, did he ask you to do all of that? And she says that sat with her also. She realized really the man hadn't directly asked her to do that. And it's a painful truth. Sometimes we're out here building people that never asked for our help. And when we try to turn around and say, but why can't you see that I've done this and that for you? They will ask you, did I ask you to do that? And that's just how ruthless life is, unfortunately. And I do feel like it is your responsibility to guard your heart, your resources, your talent, your energy, and everything that you have. Because nothing is guaranteed when human emotions are involved.
Okay, ladies, let's talk about how broke men don't love you. Hear me out. Men are givers by design. This is the way God made them. This is why they are the providers. They produce seed. They are givers by nature. Women, we are receivers by nature. We are nurturers by design. This is why you hear Dr. Miles Monroe say that if you give a woman a seed, she'll multiply it and turn it into a baby. If you give a woman a house, she'll multiply it and turn it into a home. This is so correct. All right. So if men, by design, by nature, don't have anything to give, how do you think that's going to make him feel about you? Especially when he gets his sense of purpose from what he is able to reproduce. This is where men find their value in their job, in their purpose, and what they are able to give and what they are able to produce. Well, how do I know? That is why they call tithes your seed money, sowing a seed. So a man's value is tied to his money. So if he's not able to do for you, and if he's not able to give, it's hard for him to love you. Men's love grow for a woman by how much he's able to do for her, how much he's able to give her. That is how a man shows his love, through his pocketbook, how much he does for her, how much he sacrifices for her. So my advice to you is, if a man is not in a position yet to be able to give the way he wants to give to you, I suggest you wait. This is where you're able to grow your friendship. You guys pray for one another. Pray for him. If he's really a friend, someone that you really respect, pray for him. But do not enter into an exclusive relationship with this man, because he's going to become resentful. Men who are not where they want to be in life financially resent their partners. And if he does not take it out on you physically, he will take it out on you verbally or emotionally or mentally. Okay? So make sure that you guys are assessing these potential relationships before you're just all in. All right? Women, when a man is giving to us, this is why I don't understand that 50-50 crap, and what does a woman bring to a table? She brings everything that a man can't. She brings everything to the table that a man can't. Okay? So a woman is able to multiply things. She is able to bring value to things. It is a woman who is able to bring value to that man's money. That is why, a man loves getting partners that he can build with, that he can grow with, right? So this is why they call it Mother Nature, because it's the seed that goes into the ground, and then it produces much fruit. When a man gives his seed to a woman, it produces a baby. So we are receivers. And so when they say a woman is a gold digger, well, she just wants me from, listen, she is designed to make sure that man is able to provide. Especially if she's going to bring her children into the world. She got to make sure that her and those children are going to be good. There has to be a level of security that woman gains from that relationship, okay? So don't feel guilty or any kind of ways when a man tries to call you a gold digger or she just wants me for my money. Well, why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she, sir? I'm not saying that that's the end all to be all, but why wouldn't she? And why wouldn't you want to provide? So just something to think about. I hope this helps somebody. If so, leave me a comment, heart this video, and share with somebody that you think it'll help.
I don't think that a man should necessarily be a millionaire or a billionaire or should be able to buy you designer bags for you to be with him, unless if you yourself are able to afford these things and you feel like being with this man is a downgrade to what you're able to do for yourself. So yeah, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about that. At the end of this video, I will insert some other takes from social media surrounding this entire situation. But in my own opinion, I just do feel like it's about extremism. We are approaching these issues from an extremist point of view, because to be honest, I still do believe that a billionaire will not pluck you from obscurity. And I'm not saying that is totally impossible, but I'm just saying, statistically speaking and probability wise, seeing how the economy is like, I just don't think that, it's realistic for women to bank on begging a billionaire for them to also become financially stable. But that being said, should women also lay down with broke men? I don't think so. I don't even think that men should also lay down with broke women, in my own opinion. Anyone who doesn't have anything to lose is a huge threat. From friendships, relationships, whatever situation, if someone doesn't have anything to lose, that's a very complicated person to entangle yourself with. And it is also important for us to notice that a lot of these conversations are also depending on different situations. Now, in our discourse, obviously, we are focusing on women who have already established themselves, who have careers, and who decide to lay down with men that are not financially stable. But look at it this way. In the initial example that I gave about Gigi Beauty and what happened with her and her husband, these guys got married and got together as teenagers. They grew together. However, in that growth, it appeared Gigi might have grown financially at a rate that was higher than the husband, or Gigi worked harder. I don't know. But what ended up happening is that she was financially more stable than the husband. Now, in such a situation where people meet at such a tender age and start a family at such a tender age, what are the women to do? Should they now, let's say after 5 years, after they realize that the man is not coming up financially, should they divorce the said man? Let's have a conversation about that, because that is a dynamic that is really, complicated. But if you're a grown woman, a grown man, I do feel like the situation is a little bit different, because ma'am, you cannot tell me that from the dating stage your man is out there not able to provide for himself, but you have decided, after all that you have done, all the courses you have done, the education, the degrees, you have decided to lay down with a man. It's different. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section, you guys. Do not come for me. Because I know this is a highly sensitive issue where both men and women can get offended. So let me know about that. Another facet is, well, both of you might meet at the top, But you guys' life is very unpredictable, and something can happen to the man's, ability to provide, or to be financially stable. So in that situation, are you also to dump the man? It's a complicated discussion, but it was interesting hanging out with you. I will insert, of course, majority of the opinions from the internet. In conclusion, supporting someone is one thing, but sacrificing yourself in the hope that one day they will become who you need them to be, that is a massive gamble. And a lot of women are losing that gamble. So no, it is not about dating bums or avoiding struggle entirely. It is about understanding that building a man does not secure your place in his life. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching, and thank you very much for making it this far. If you have not already, please do hit that subscribe button. Every single Friday, I will be posting a video where we discuss societal issues like this. And I do feel like in this age of social media, it's important that we have these conversations so that we are outside and we are touching grass. It's very easy to get carried away with what social media standards are being laid out without realistically looking at, this situation, the reality that surrounds us. So please do hit that subscribe button.